Good morning, students. Most welcome BBC Computer Online classes. So, here the computer application for class 10th, chapter number 4, constructor. So, constructor like the function. So, function as it is working, constructor also as it is working, but some small difference. So, here I explain. So, contained in this chapter, constructor, need for constructor, declaration and definition of constructor, type of constructor, parameterized constructor, non-parameterized constructor, these keywords in Java, and last point, constructor overloading. So here are the 4 important points. So one by one I explain. Constructor. A member function with the same name as it is class name. It means the same name as it is the class name is called the constructor. It is used to initialize the object of that class type with a legal initial value. So student, here the constructor always the class name. So what the class name, as it is the name of constructor, both name are same. So with the help of example I explain here. So students, here the student name of class, here the 2 variable. So students, so here the constructor are created. So both name are same, student class name and constructor like the function same. Okay. So here, but the difference, class name and constructor name both are same. After then you perform the action. Okay. So constructor all the same name as it is class name is called the constructor. Need of a constructor. Constructor is used to create an instance of a class. This can be also called the creating an object. So with the help of object we can call the constructor. So this is an important point for need of class. Okay. So type of constructor, here the 2 type of constructor, parameterized constructor and non-parameterized constructor. So non-parameterized constructor, you can say the default constructor also. Parameterized constructor. A parameterized constructor receive parameter at the time of creating an object and initialize the object with the receive the value. So here with the help of example, name of class. So here the 2 variable int and float and constructor name x by z. So here the 2 parameter, okay, 2 argument here, int a and float b. So 2 data type here. So it means this one is a parameter, it means the argument. So this is a parameter type of constructor and here you perform the action. So parameterized constructor always have the any argument here, okay, any data types. So this is a parameterized constructor. And what is the requirement of parameterized constructor? The parameterized constructor is used to provide the difference value to distinct object. It means the different value you can provide to the objects. Non-parameterized, and you can say the default constructor. The constructor that accept no parameter, it is called non-parameterized constructor. Okay, it means and second name also, it is also called the default constructor. This non-parameterized constructor, with the help of example I explained, because non-parameterized constructor not have any single value in the parameter. So with the help of example, here the name of class like bike 1. So bike 1 as a name of constructor, but I am not provide any parameter here. So this is a default constructor. system.out.print. After then print the message, and I call the constructor. So here the name of class bike1 and b is a objects and new bike1 as a function. Okay, so this is a default constructor. Why default constructor? Because I'm not given any single data in a parameter. After then, what is the purpose and what is the use of the default constructor? The default constructor is used to provide the default value to the object, like null, like 0, etc., depending on the types. So this type of value we can give. Okay, so computer always give the like 0 and null value to the programs. After then, constructor overloading. This is the most important point. The process of using a number of constructor at the same name but the different type of parameter is called the constructor overloading. So here students, the same name but the different parameter rise constructor is known as a constructor overloading. So with the help of example, just like a public class rectangle is a class name. So one constructor, here the two parameter int I and int b. Second constructor, here the three parameter int I, int b and string c. After then display the value of lag, length, breadth and color. After then I want to call, so create an object, rectangle object1, new rectangle, and two parameter here 2 and 4. Second object, why is second object the requirement for creating? Why? Because here the different arguments, here the two argument here and here the three data type arguments here. So second object also created for second parameter. So rectangle 2, 4 and green. So after that I call the constructor display 1 and display 2. So what the result will come? Length 2, breadth 4, color green, and length and breadth and color red. This is second constructor. First constructor green color and second constructor print the color of red. Once again I tell, constructor overloading have thus different parameter, 2 parameter, 3 parameter, so different argument always having, but the name always same, both class name and all the constructor names are same. So that is constructor overloading. Copy constructor. Copy constructor is not important in Java, but I explain some important point. Copy constructor is used to copy the value of one object to another object. So copy constructor is basically used to you want to copy one object to another object in a class. So with the help of copy constructor we can do. So here the constructor class x by z, some value here, x by z, two data types here, int x and int z, and I pass the value of a x and b to y, and again second parameter, second constructor x by z and x by z p. Okay, and then I give the value. So simply the copy constructor is basically used to copy the one object to another object. Some feature of the constructor including. So what the important point, how to identify what is the constructor. So some rule here, it has the same name as the class name. Second point, has no return type. Function have the return type, but constructor not a return any single value. Third point, constructor cannot be private. Okay, last point, sorry, not a last point, this is a 4 point. The constructor cannot be abstract, statics, final and native. It means constructor is not follow. Second last, constructor can be overloaded. Yes, the previous example already overloading. So many function perform in the constructor. So constructor are automatically called when an object is created. here difference between the function and constructor. Here the most important question here always asking in exam. So what is the difference between the constructor and method? Both working are same but the small difference. So number one, it's block of code which initiate a naively creating an object. So here the always the creating an object. It is correct collection of the statement always return a value depending upon a execution. So always return a value, but here always create an object but not a return a value. There invoke implicity. So here the implicity, but there here the explicity. Here the implicity and here the explicity. Third point, it does not have any return type. It may return a value. This is a major difference. And second last point, its name should be same as the class name. So class name and constructor name both are same. And here in function, it's the name should not be the same as the class name. Here the second last most important point. Class name and function name not the same, but constructor class name and function name constructor name both are same. Last point, if there is no constructor, then the default constructor is created by the compiler itself. In that case, the no constructor, then the default constructor automatically compile itself. Here in case of method, there is no default method provided. Here not a default method, but here the default. There is a major difference. So student, got it my point? So what is the difference between the constructor and methods? Okay, but the two important point here return type of function, but constructor not a return type function. Constructor always same name of class and constructor also same name, but in function this do not have the same name as a class name. Thank you. Have a nice day.